So today I want to talk to you a little bit about what's in like part one. It starts to talk about the 6 lies. How many of you are multitasking right now? Raise your hand. If you're multitasking, what are you not hearing? So, however, if you choose to stay focused on one thing, not only do you hear it, but you get it here in the brain, intellectually, right? So when we multitask, do we give 100% to every activity we're doing? Yes or no?
No.
No, we don't. We don't. We've come from this perspective that we can multitask, and multitasking is a good thing. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a product of the 70s, teenager in the 80s, and entered the workforce as an adult in the 90s. And I actually put multitasking on my resume as a positive thing. Am I the only one? I'm a great multitasker, and the managers loved it. Now I know better. If someone sends me a resume and say they can multitask well, oop, you're gone, out. No, don't want you, because guess what? You don't multitask well. And that is the second lie of the one thing. A disciplined life. How many of you have said in the last 2 weeks, I need to be more disciplined? Or you've thought it, or you've said it out loud? I have. In 2022, I'm going to be more disciplined. I'm going to get up every day and I'm going to do this, right? Or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this. And then we do it. And then we have a day where we don't do it. And guess what? We beat ourselves up. Oh, I'm not disciplined. I failed again. That's another lie. A disciplined life is another lie. Willpower is always on will call. Who knows what that means? Who thinks they know what that means? Willpower is always on will call. Terry, what's that mean?
Well, I mean, when you read through the different things of the books that we read to motivate ourselves and keep things going, your willpower is not on call. Your willpower is the strongest in the morning. It's just like your energy level. Mm-hmm. It's there and you can use it, but once it's gone for the day, it's gone for the day, and you start making decisions that just aren't correct decisions.
They aren't good decisions. And guess what happens when you try to lead generate in the afternoon? What happens, Terry?
Your willpower isn't there. You start to just not focus, and you, for lack of a better term, squirrel. Start going
squirrel. Maybe I'm the only one that says, you know what, I'm not going to lead generate this afternoon. I'll do double tomorrow morning. Am I the only one who's ever done that? Right? I mean, come on, guys. You know, we are all in the same boat here. Let's just say that we know that willpower is not always on will call. Next is a balanced life. I cannot tell you how many clients I have or have spoken to that want to coach with me that say, I just need more balance in my life. I just need more balance in my life. And the reality is that's a myth. How many of you right now have seen anyone ever achieve exact balance in their life, like true exact balance every single day? They work a certain number of hours, they spend a certain number of hours with family, they spend a certain number of hours working out, and they do that same thing every day for that amount of time. It doesn't exist. Some days we have to work more and we spend less time with family. Some days we work less and we spend more time with family, but we're like on a seesaw. We're constantly counterbalancing. And the last is that going big is bad. That's the last myth that we hear all the time. So let's talk about this thing called truthiness, right? How does truthiness get us in trouble in our lead gen or in our business? Actually, in our business, how does truthiness get us into trouble? Well, let's talk about what truthiness means. It's a falsehood. And it's something that you hear that's truthy enough to accept it as true. It's truthy enough to accept it as true. Where do we find truthiness? Somebody tell me. Where do we find truthiness every day? Every day. Nick, where do we find it every day? Can you guys say the internet? How many times do we get on the internet? How many times do you run across on Facebook these people that have this magic pill for helping you sell real estate? and you take what they say as truthiness, buy my book for $19.99 and you'll sell $1 million a month in real estate, right? Or you hear someone say, interest rates are going to go up in the next 3 months. You know, make sure your buyers buy now because interest rates are going to go up. And here's all the reasons why they're going to go up. And we accept that as the truth. Or interest rates are going to go down. And here's all the reasons why. Or we're headed towards a crash, or we're headed towards our best year ever. It depends on what you're listening to, right? For truthiness. Here's the truth. How many of you know, raise your hand, that you must talk to people every day so that you can sell real estate? Raise your hand. That is a truth. That is a truth. How many people do you need to have a real estate conversation with every day to get one listing a month? Someone tell me. How many people do you need to talk? 3. 3. No, 3. Really, you need to talk to 3 sellers every day and you will get one listing a month. Now, if you take the weekends off, there's about 25 days in a month that you work, give or take. Terry, do some quick math for me. What's 25 times 3?
75. And if you don't like the 25 days, just think of it as 20 days, and that's 60.
60. So I would love to have a show of hands of everyone on this call, even if your face is not on, you can raise your digital hand. How many of you talked to 60 sellers every single month last year? Raise your hand. Okay, if you did, what would your business look like today? 60 times 12 is what? Somebody tell me. 60 times 12 is what? Get your calculator out.
72.
72.
No, wait a minute. 720. Is that right? Wait a minute.
720. Yes. 720. Amy Gray, thank you. That would be 720 sellers you would add to your database. And you say, well, Becky, how can I talk to 3 sellers a day? Well, you can circle call and find potential sellers. You can circle call around listings. They don't necessarily have to be your listings. They can be other people's listings. A listing goes up in a neighborhood you want to be in. You circle call around and you say, hey, I don't know if you know this, but a listing just went live down the street from you. Is that your listing? No, it's not my listing, but studies show that there's 1 buyer for every listing. However, we know in this market, there's 10 buyers for every listing. So there's 9 people that probably want to buy in your neighborhood that won't get a home. Are you thinking of selling today? Right? People grow into the conversations that you create around them. So you can circle prospect, you can door knock, you can call expireds, you can call for sale by owners, you can call your database. Guys, there are 3 sellers out there that you can talk to every single day. If it was your one thing to only talk and have real estate conversations with 3 sellers every single day, could you get 1 listing a month? Yes or yes? Yes. And 1 listing a month leads to how many buyers? 1 listing leads to how many buyers? 2, the person who's selling, and you should get at least another unrepresented buyer from the open house. That's 3 deals, the listing and 2 buyers. You could get 3 deals a month. 3 times 12 is what? 36. This is not a hard business. But here's what we don't want to do. We don't want to pick this up. I don't know what you guys were thinking that you were going to get this Monday morning of 2022, but I'm just telling you, if you want dessert, you can go listen to somebody else. But if you want your broccoli and your vegetables, this is it. All you have to do is pick this up. That's all you have to do. It's that easy. That's simple. It's just not easy, right? It's just not easy because calling people is hard. Having conversations is hard. Being vulnerable is hard. Putting yourself out there is hard. I don't want to minimize it. It really is. But you're in the lead generation business. And the lead generation business means that you will talk to people. And many of you have different ways that you love to talk to people. So truthiness, let's go back to that, as a falsehood, truthy enough to accept or be true. We take action on what we believe to be true. We take action on what we believe to be true. So here's my question for you. Who in your world right now is challenging your beliefs? Who in your world right now is asking you the hard questions to challenge your beliefs? If you believe that you're not good at lead generation, who's in your world to challenge you on that? Find someone to challenge you on what you believe is truth. Because the reality is that every single one of you on this call is good at lead generation, good at making calls, good at talking to people. It's just what you believe within the 6 inches between your ears. And if you don't want to make calls or do anything like that, then have events, do networking events, talk to 30 people at one event, right, Renee? Have one event. Renee had one event. She had 30 people at that event, 30 sellers, right? So we can get creative and look for ways to do it. And what I'm hoping is that every single one of you already have your business plan in place. So when we get off this call, you know exactly what it is you're going to, you know exactly what it is you're going to go attack today. All right. So question for you now. I'd love for every one of you to take out a piece of paper. If you don't have a piece of paper out, take it out. If you're driving, Janet, don't write. We don't want you taking a piece of paper out, honey. Just listen, right? Write down a piece. And I want you to write your top 2 lead generation activities. And then I want you to hold it up in front of the camera. And I appreciate all of you guys being on this call and not listening on live stream so that you can interact with me. And I appreciate so much you being vulnerable and willing to allow me to work directly with you. This is almost like a little mini coaching that you're getting. All right, hold it up. What's the 2 top things you're going to do for lead generation today before noon? Before noon. Before noon. Terry, what's that say? Follow up with database leads. And what's the last one? Past clients. Wonderful. Follow up with database leads, past clients. All right. Joanne's doing circle dialing and she's doing her DTD2 follow up. DTD2 follow up. Matt Steves, he is doing a video on Facebook and he's calling all of his buyers and sellers. Amy Gray is doing Boomtown follow-up, which means she's going to have some amazing conversations today with her leads in Boomtown that are going to be here in the next 3 months to buy a home. Amanda Hopper, I can't see that. What it's put it a little bit closer. You are going to be doing Boomtown. And what's the second one?
Following up with the client I've been working with.
Follow up with the client you've been working with, because it just takes one, right, Amanda? It just takes one. Nick is circle prospecting and he is hitting the DTD2. Okay, here's the thing, guys. When you take action every single day, you build momentum. It's not about doing everything 2 days a week. It's about doing a little bit every single day. It builds momentum. And that momentum is going to take you into having the business that you desire. And my wish for you today is that you stand in the gap for yourself. You do not allow Facebook, email, texting, nothing to get in the way of doing your one thing. Just get it done. It's 8:52. You'll be done by 10 or 10:30. And then you can do whatever else you need to do today, right? Just get it done early. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to jump on and we're going to start talking about the 6 myths in the one thing. And why are these 6 myths important? Because there's going to come a time this month. I know you've all set your business plan. And today you're going to get at it. And tomorrow you're going to get at it again. And Wednesday, something might get in the way. And then Thursday, you're going to be like, oh man, I did it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Maybe I'll just take today off. And then Friday, you'll get back at it, but maybe not make up from what you did on Thursday. And here's the thing, you'll start giving up. And I want you here every single morning so I can help you to push through when the pain becomes so much that you feel like you just can't do it and you don't feel like do it, because you're more than how you feel. It's on your calendar. Just do it. Just do it. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hit your lead gen. Look at me. Look at me. Do not get on Facebook. Do not get on Instagram. Do not get on email. Do not get on your text messages. Nick, start your circle calls. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. See you tomorrow morning. Thank you. Mwah. Happy New Year.